Y'all ready? Okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our regular April 22nd board meeting. If you would, the meeting is called to order. We will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Be seated. First up tonight is approval of our agenda.
Madam Chairman, I make a motion to approve the agenda as presented for April 22nd, 2026.
We have a motion made by Ms. Evelyn Enfinger, seconded by Mr. Folk. Are there any questions, comments? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Also, approval of minutes. We had a March 18th was our regular board meeting last month, and we also had a special meeting on April 13th just to discuss personnel. Could we do both of them together?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll take a motion.
Madam Chairman, I make a motion to approve the minutes as presented for March 18th and April 13th, 2026.
Motion made by Ms. Evelyn Enfinger, seconded by Ms. Jenny Enfinger. Are there any comments, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
It is unanimous. Correspondence, Ms. Moe? No, ma'am. Okay. Public forum? No, ma'am. Okay. Next up is special recognitions, our March Everyday Heroes.
Good evening, Chairman, members of the board, Superintendent Beckwith, and distinguished guests. Dorchester School District 4 is proud to continue its Everyday Hero Employee Recognition Program, an initiative that honors employees whose daily work plays a vital role in the success of our schools. This program recognizes individuals who consistently serve students and staff with care, professionalism, and commitment, often behind the scenes. Each Everyday Hero receives a certificate of appreciation and a commemorative coin from the superintendent as a token of the district's gratitude. Tonight, we are proud to recognize 3 March Everyday Heroes. We will begin with Ms. Erin Peters, school nurse at Williams Memorial Elementary School. Nurse Peters, if you would please join me at the front. Nurse Peters was nominated by Principal Ruth Mims, who shared her deep appreciation for the extraordinary care and dedication Nurse Peters brings to William Memorial Elementary School each and every day. Principal Mims had this to say: "As the school nurse at Williams Memorial, Nurse Peters goes far beyond the basic responsibilities of her role. She provides not only medical care, but also comfort, reassurance, and advocacy for students and staff alike. Whether she is managing chronic health conditions, responding to emergencies, or promoting health education, Nurse Peters is essential to maintaining a safe and nurturing learning environment. She also serves as a vital link between schools and home, working closely with families to ensure that every student's health needs are met so they can fully participate in their classes and experience all that Williams Memorial has to offer." Principal Mims noted that Nurse Peters' calm presence, attention to detail, and unwavering commitment often goes unseen, yet her impact is felt throughout the entire school community. That quiet, steady dedication is the mark of a true everyday hero. Nurse Peters, thank you for the care you show every student who walks through your doors and for the peace of mind you provide to families across our communities. Congratulations. Next, we are honored to recognize Ms. Shaquilla Green, Parent and Family Engagement Coordinator for Dorchester School District 4. Ms. Green, please join us to the front. Mrs. Green was nominated by Dr. Tracy Jackson, Director of Federal Programs, who shared the following. I nominate Mrs. Green for this award because she always goes above and beyond to ensure that the needs of the families across the district are met. She works with principals, guidance counselors, and other district leaders and outside agencies to make sure that each student and family receives the additional resources that they need. She also hosts parenting and literacy sessions to help strengthen homeschool relations. Mrs. Green is always willing to lend a helping hand to assist others. That's why I feel she is worthy of this notable award. Mrs. Green's work touches every corner of our district by building bridges between families, schools, and community resources. She helps to ensure that no student or family faces their challenges alone. Her willingness to show up, collaborate, and go the extra mile makes a meaningful difference in the lives of those she serves. Mrs. Green, thank you for your tireless commitment to the families of Dorchester School District 4 and for the warmth and dedication you bring to this important work. Congratulations. All right, finally, tonight we proudly recognize Mrs. Sylvia Frazier, science teacher at Woodland High School. Ms. Frazier, please join us at the front. Ms. Frazier was nominated by Principal Michael White, who had this to say. I would like to nominate Mrs. Sylvia Frazier for recognition as an everyday hero. She is an outstanding science teacher and veteran educator whose impact extends far beyond the classroom. Countless former students return to testify to how influential she was during their years at Woodland, both academically and personally. Mrs. Frazier embodies commitment, consistency, and a relentless focus on education, setting a standard that elevates those around her. Her work ethic, her passion for science, and her enduring investment in students make her highly deserving of this honor. What speaks most powerfully to Mrs. Frazier's legacy is the students who come back. Year after year, former Woodland students return to share how she shaped not only their academic paths, but the people they became. That is a lasting mark of an exceptional educator. Mrs. Frazier, thank you for your years of service, your passion for science, and the standard of excellence you set for students and colleagues alike. Congratulations. Tonight's honorees remind us that strong schools are built by people who show up every day with the heart, purpose, and a willingness to serve beyond their job descriptions. To our March Everyday Heroes, thank you for the difference you make for our students, our schools, and our district. And Mr. Lakin's substitute will be available in the back if you like to take photos with your guests. Thank you.
Well, congratulations, Ms. Peters, Ms. Green, and also Ms. Frazier, and thank you all for what you do for DD4. Next up, Ms. Penny Hutto, Finance.
Good evening.
Good evening.
You have your monthly board report, and I'm happy to answer any questions on that if you have any.
Any questions, board members? No, ma'am. Good job.
Okay. And now we'll do our, excuse me, our second reading of the budget.
Okay.
This is the proposed budget for 26, 27. Okay, there we go. This screen is kind of tiny. You can probably read it off your paper better than you can the screen. But I do want to point out that we had some revenue adjustments. Our ad valorem taxes went up. Our FILO went down, and we netted out about $131,000 of increased revenue. So basically, that's what that slide is. The next slide just says how we obtained it through local, internal, governmental, state, and transfers. This slide represents the $1,275 increase for teachers, which would put us at the teacher minimum salary scale according to the State Department, which is a mandate. As I spoke last month, it's costing us various amounts of money for the two. So $1,275 is costing the district. Let me find my paper here. Sorry. I'll just go to the slide. $1,275 will cost the district right at $79,000, and the $2,000 is costing us $594,000. They allocated $76,000 to fund this mandate. We've also given the staff, the classified staff, an increase. We will be looking at this a little closer to dial in the deficit. Right now, we just did it across the board, but we'll be looking at individuals' categories as far as custodials, food service, teacher assistants, bookkeepers, secretary. All of the categories we'll be looking at individually to see how we can handle that. But right now, the option A with the $1,275, we have a deficit of $887,181. And option B is $1,102,676. That $1.1 million would require us to ask for a 16.7 mil increase. So right now, Mr. Beckwith and I are working together to decrease that through salaries, of course. So our current millage rate is 211.6, and the value of a mill as of fiscal year 25 was $66,120. Our fund balance is $7,297,540. The state requires us to have 1 month, which is 8.33%. GFOA requires us to have 16.7%, which is 2 months. So we have approximately 2.35 months of fund balance. And then that's our calendar. We will be going to the county on May 18th to present to county council. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions, board member?
Not at this time.
Not at this time. This is an action item. We do need to vote on this tonight.
No, ma'am.
No, you do
No,
not?
ma'am. This
Okay,
is
I
just
thought
a
you
second
said you did.
reading.
Okay.
We'll have another reading in May, and hopefully it's balanced.
May 16th.
So,
The biggest thing is Ms. Hutto and her team keep getting dollar amounts thrown at them that changes daily. So it's kind of just chasing a moving number. And so there's not a whole lot of consistent things. If you see in there with that revenue, you see some negatives, you see some increases in the positives, and that's just the state moving things from one account to another account. And in the end, you see the balance that you'll have. It all balances out. And like Ms. Hutto said, you're looking at pretty significant increase when it comes to salaries. And some of it just to cover the mandates from the state, and we're getting $70,000 from them to do that. So we got to figure out the difference. And as we get closer to the end on this process, hopefully we'll start getting more concrete numbers, and we'll start bringing in that gap, closing that gap a little tighter. for that next year.
Currently, we've got 4 sets of numbers from the county.
Imagine that. They've probably got 4 sets of numbers from the state, so
Yeah.
But thank you, Ms. Hutto.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Next up, facilities and operations. True, Mr. Martin. No substitute for that.
Good evening. So I'll give you a facility update. Projects over spring break, we were very busy and we accomplished some of the key projects that we needed to accomplish over that break. So very productive time in the schools when staff are not in. So we're all hands on deck preparing for summer, which is gonna be the busiest summer since I've been here project-wise. Great news is the Harleyville Water Project is moving. They did the taps today into the main line going to the fire hydrants that we're required to have through OSF. So now instead of having, a pond to rely on for water or a tanker truck to come in, we'll actually have hydrants on site, which is great to go along with being tied into city water instead of depending on wells. So good news, that's moving along good with the water conversion. A safety update. I worked with Ms. Tutter and got a count because there's a mandate out now for AEDs in schools, which we already had AEDs in schools. So we did an assessment of the ones we had, and it was time to purchase new ones. And the new type of AEDs use a universal pads instead of having to have an adult and adolescent pad. So we got the newer versions. They're really nice. They talk you through how to use it. It's all automated, and they're being placed in the schools next week, and they're being put in our work order system to assure that monthly maintenance is done to check that they're in place, that they're operational, and we've added additional ones because per code, I think it's every 40,000 square feet you have to have one. So, and then we'll have plenty extra ones for athletics, portable, that they could take out to the fields for games and everything. So that was great. We also have stop the bleed kits that are going throughout, and these are going to be wall-mounted type. So those type don't tend to get lost if they're mounted to the wall. So energy management projects, I'm continuing to work on several of those, from HVAC controls to lighting, more lighting projects. And all of those, I had a meeting with Dominion Energy last week and one of our contractors to see how much we qualify for per project. So when I get all that together, I'll present on that. Those are projects that we want to do anyway to reduce the cost of energy, but we'll also get paid to do these projects. So that's always a win. There's a list of capital project updates. As always, there's the summer projects that were completed, the spring break projects, and the summer plan projects. The technology department have been actively supporting staff right now in schools with testing going on to make sure that everything's working. And they've also implemented a new AI platform, Magic School AI. So that's going to be the primary artificial intelligence platform to support teachers' learning and operational efficiency. We're currently piloting the software within the district with hopes of deploying it when school comes back in August. So stay tuned for that. Transportation Department, they're steady moving kids from point A to point B, continuing an aggressive recruitment plan. We had one driver onboarded recently. We have more in the pipeline coming through, which is great. We haven't had that much interest over the years, so it's good to see more people interested in driving. Food and Nutrition Services, the Office of Health and Nutrition conducted their annual site visit at Clay Hill Elementary Thursday, March 26th. And I want to invite Kevin, Director Earl, to come up and present the findings from that visit. Any questions? All right, thank you.
Good evening. So our state rep came out, like Mr. Martin said, May 26th to Clay Hill. They come out to the district once a year. They have to pick a school. It's not like the big audit where they go to 2 or 3. So the results of the review that was done, there were no findings, which is the way we like to keep it. The associate specifically noted several program strengths. First and foremost, with the cleanliness and organization of the kitchen and storage areas. Excuse me. The staff consistently demonstrated food safety practices, the meal quality and the presentation. They were well prepared, appropriately proportioned, and presented in an appealing manner to the students. The menu's in compliance as it has to be. The counting and claiming accuracy, that's when, as the students come through the line, they come out past our point-of-sale register. That's the last check to make sure the different components for the meals meet all the requirements, so we get our reimbursement, our revenue that comes back in. And then just the professionalism and the efficiency of the staff overall. The final comment from the state associate to the staff, she just talked about their attention to detail, adherence to the program regulations, the commitment to providing a safe and high-quality meal service to the students. She said that reflects very well on the performing our operation and our strong standard of accountability within the nutrition program.
That's great news, Mr. Earl. Please thank the ladies in the lunchroom.
I will.
Do
They are
work
not here
very hard.
tonight, but I've passed on
Please.
my congratulations to them and just the great
I'm
job
sure
that they
that's
do.
all the way
And I
across
will
the
pass
board.
that on from the board also.
Thank you, appreciate it. Great news. Thank you, Mr. Martin, for all your hard work. Next up, superintendent report.
Oh, all right. So we've got a number of out-of-state or overnight field trips we need to run through. I'll just run through them pretty quickly. If you have any questions about any one of them, just please feel free to ask. Majority of these, if not all of these, one of them is near the end of the school year, but most of these are during the summer. These are our summer trips, getting ready and getting planned. So you have the South Carolina FFA. That'll be in Myrtle Beach. That is our high school group. And then we have South Carolina FFA middle school group, which is also in Myrtle Beach. These are repeat trips that they take every year. Jocelyn's Global Renaissance. Last year, we took a group of adults to San Diego as a part of one of our grants. Renaissance is one of the behavioral systems that we support in this district. Woodland High School is pretty active with it, and it's just about promoting a great culture in your school. I think today was big kickball tournament. Went out there for a little while, and just kids having a great day. When you get these shortened days like today, it's just kind of a busy day. My kids on my soccer team been talking about it all week, and I believe they won the tournament today. So they said they get a free day off from school.
Can you back that up, Mr. White? Can you back that up, Mr. White?
But, you know, it's the importance of having fun. So this time around, you have 2 teachers that are involved in the student government at Woodland High School who are bringing 4 students down to Orlando. And just my experiences with the San Diego, from what I was told, and what I've heard from the Orlando conference, is still a national conference. Just a great culture, a great energy, great environment at those places. Our students will really benefit from being there and seeing that. So excited for that opportunity for them. After that, we have the Ag Convention, FFA Convention, which I believe is in Greenville. And then we have the FBLA Convention. You'll notice there's not many students going to these. These are more of your leaders in these programs. The FBLA Convention is in Texas. And then you have the SCCLA Convention, which is in Washington, D.C. You have the JROTC Cadet Leadership. That's that recurring trip they take up to Fort Jackson. Our students at the high school in that program usually perform extremely well. You have the Hype Summer College Tour. They do this every year. This year they're going to Tallahassee to visit Florida State. They take a group of students down there to see that. And then you have the FFA State Convention, which will be taking place over the summer in Greenville. Mr. White is paying for all these, so everything is covered, and it just needs your approval because they are either overnight or out of state. All the paperwork has been submitted. It has gone through our nurses. It has gone through food services, our principals. So everything is pretty much set up. And it's during the summer for most of these, so transportation shouldn't be much of an issue.
Thank you, Mr. Beckwith. There are 9, 7 for Woodland and 2 for Woodland Middle School. If we could go ahead and make one vote for all 9. Are y'all good with that? Okay. So I do need a motion to approve these field trips. Do we have a second? Dr. Hodges? Motion has been made by Mr. Folks, seconded by Dr. Hodges to approve the 9 out-of-state and overnight field trips. Are there any further questions, comments? All in favor? Aye. It is unanimous.
Wonderful, thank you. I know our students and our staff appreciate that. Next thing we have, Strategic Compensation Pilot, which is a state initiative, started a couple years ago. You have schools that are recurring participation in that, but they did add the possibility of adding on a few schools if you were willing to do it. So we applied with all 3 elementary schools. I'm excited to announce that Clay Hill and Harleyville were picked up for that, and that takes place this school year. And what it is our teachers of reading and math in K through 5 will have an opportunity to receive a compensation check based on their performance, either on iReady or on SC Ready. SC Ready for 4th and 5th grade teachers, iReady for K through 3 because of that growth measure. So we'll go through the work. The principals are aware, and they were on board with doing this early on. I think we put in for this before the winter break, possibly, and so it's one of those things you forget about it, and then we got the award letter last week. So excited about that. We'll go through the process, work with the State Department to make sure everything is accurate there, but certainly want to reward our teachers who are moving students. I think that's always the goal. So excited about that. Next thing we have, I gave you had a list of all the end of the year assessments. This is actually a list, it's on our website, district website. This is all of our assessments throughout the year. The majority are required assessments. Right now, we're at the back of this list, this bottom of the second page, and onto that third page with the end of the year stuff. Mostly your AP exams, end of course testing, SC Ready testing are your 3 big things that are taking place really throughout May. So that's just your information. This is public knowledge. It's sent home with our families. The state is really monitoring a lot closer what days are said to be testing days and making sure schools are adhering to those dates and not just changing things up. It's just a security thing and making sure people are doing it the way it's supposed to be doing it. So this is just for your knowledge, for you to have. I did want to do an update real quick on the historical marker at Odyssey Educational Center. The alumni group continues to do persistent good work down there. I think they're enjoying working with the county to get things taken care of. They are noticing the process and how long it does take to get through these things. They did get a survey of the space, that they would like it. If you're looking at the school, it's in front of the school, but off to the left. An area that we looked at and it wouldn't get in the way of anything there. So, the alumni group has to pay for that survey, so the surveyors are holding on to the results until the payment is made from the alumni group. After that, we will get into the process with the attorneys of building out the easement agreement with them. And so we'll work with you all to make sure you're on board with what that wording looks like for accessibility for that group to get to it. But I know that, I think this started a year plus ago. So I just wanted you to be aware that that's still going. I'm excited. I mean, it's tough work to be persistent and consistent with that work to make sure things get followed through on and taken care of, and I commend them for doing that. I really do. Then the last piece we have, and we can finish this part right after we get ready to go into executive session, but it is the South Carolina School Board Association's annual graduation blitz. Usually you take a picture with a sign. And so it is that time as our graduates are winding down. Some of them, I think they graduate. Some of them think they graduate tomorrow. So we had to remind them they still got about a month and a couple weeks here. But I know they're working hard at the high school to make sure all of them are graduating and earning their graduation and diploma. But I know they're working hard to make sure everybody's there. And the fun work of making sure class ranks and transcripts and diplomas are all accurate. So I do not envy that job. It was one of the things that steered me away from a high school principalship was that part alone. But they're doing good work over there, so we're excited about that. So when we get ready to go into an executive session, we can go ahead and get that picture really quick so that is done. We're going to just do it right here. Okay. Other than that, I've got nothing else. That's the end of my report. So I move it on over to Ms. Infinger. Ms. Evelyn Infinger.
Okay, I just had a couple of mentions. The House passed the bill H5073. It's addressing grading practices, and it's on to the Senate. And they're looking at measure how the children are grading. Everybody's grading the same. And also, they'll be working on the budget this month. They should finish it up.
Thank you. Next up, executive session. So we want to thank everybody for coming tonight, and we will go into executive session to discuss personnel matters, legal matter, and we will come out, if any action is taken, we will come out and vote in public. So if anyone wants to stay around, we appreciate you coming back. And at this time, I will take a motion to go in executive session.
Madam Chairman, I make a motion to go into executive session.
Okay, Ms. Evelyn, do we have a second? Second. Dr. Hodges. Motion made by Ms. Evelyn Infinger, seconded by Dr. Hodges. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we are in executive session. You ready? Okay. All right, the board went into executive session to discuss personnel matters, and we came out with this action.
Madam Chairperson, I move that we accept the certified and support staff new hire personnel report as presented.
I second that.
Motion has been made by Mr. Folks, seconded by Ms. Evelyn Infinger for the certified and support staff. Questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, it is unanimous.
Madam Chairperson, I move that we accept the resignations of certified and support staff as presented on the personnel report.
I second that.
Motion made by Mr. Folks, seconded by Ms. Evelyn Infinger to accept the resignations of certified and support staff. Any questions, comments? All, we need a second.
I second.
Oh, you did, I'm sorry. Motion made by Mr. Folks, seconded by Ms. Evelyn Infinger. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
Madam Chairperson, I move that we accept the superintendent's recommendations for the renewal of certified and classified employees for the 2026-2027 school year.
I second that.
Motion made by Mr. Folks, seconded by Ms. Evelyn Infinger to accept the superintendent for the certified classified for 26-27 school year. Any further questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It is unanimous. We also had one more motion to make.
Madam Chairperson, I move that the board conditionally accept the superintendent's recommendation that the employment agreement of a continuing contract teacher employee not be renewed for the 2026-2027 school year, subject to the board's duty to review the matter on the merits pursuant to state law should the individual request a hearing.
I second that.
Motion has been made by Ms. Jenny Infinger, seconded by Ms. Evelyn Infinger to accept the superintendent's employee A not be offered a contract in 26-27. I know I made that very short, because what you said was very long. Are there any questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
That is unanimous. There was no legal matters to discuss at this time, so at this time, we need one more motion. Motion to adjourn. Do we have a second? And Ms. Infinger. We are adjourned.